Hey Jamie mate, how's it going? Thank you very much. Your first video you decided to shout me out. Thank you very much for that. I'm very flattered. And you asked a few questions, which actually you may have already noticed that Gimmeaflakeman actually kind of made a response to your video straight off as well. So he's been very good and responsive as well, and that's partly because he teaches some Japanese on his channel, as you're aware, as you mentioned. But I thought that was pretty cool of him. So good stuff, Gimmeaflakeman. Also, as I mentioned more directly earlier, congratulations on the Reds taking down Chelsea. Commiserations to Stashi, who is one of my very first subscribers, who's a big Chelsea fan. But come on, you've been winning at home for 4 years. I mean, so had to happen sometime. And it was a pretty good effort by Liverpool. So I guess you guys have got Portsmouth today. So all the best with that game. Just with your questions. One on the video thing, I think two issues. One, you're saying you had trouble getting the quality, and actually getting good quality out of the video is something I worked with for a long time. Two simple things basically, to avoid any issues like syncing and to make the video look nice and clear. I'm just using a regular webcam for this, but I use software which I can encode into a YouTube friendly format, which I use MP4 format. But it has a special YouTube setting on the output, and that just means always the files come out small, they look really nice, they're all synced. So even this webcam file, rather than using it directly, or also I think people who use the YouTube webcam interface, it always comes out kind of naff. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to run it through some software. Obviously if you can't afford it, I mean, there are solutions. There's things like virtual dub, I think. There's some free software solutions, but they're a bit hard to use. But you can do a bit of research on that. There's a site called Videohelp.com, which I'll put a link for, which might be some help with that. The other thing is just how to make things generally look clear. The good news about this is that this isn't very much to invest. I actually always have one of these fellas. It's a simple desk lamp pointing at your face. It feels a bit dumb. I mean, it's not that much more dumb than talking to a web camera. But it is a bit dumb. But in the end of the day, the difference between having this on and when I try talking to you with it switched off, it looks really different. So, I definitely recommend that. Turn that on again. So that's a simple thing just about making vlogs, which I've discovered in the course of making these things. With the Japanese questions, I think your questions, Gimmeaflakeman answered them. Yep, it's a weird old language, Japanese. It's got 3-4 writing systems. They use Romaji, or Western letters, like alphabet letters like we use, as well as katakana, hiragana, kanji, and in day-to-day Japanese they mix up all 4. So it's a pain, but if you're focusing on reading, which is one way to learn Japanese, it takes some time that way, but if you're focusing on reading, start with hiragana, because that's what kids, if you get like children's textbooks and learning resources like for Japanese children, they're all written in hiragana, so that's the best one to learn first. And I think there's the Aino site, which again I'll put a link for, over that way. And they have some flashcards for those, which are a good way to learn. Also, I went and put a bunch of links, or a bunch of recommended sort of sources on YouTube, just for information about how to learn. I don't think YouTube can teach you Japanese, but there are some sites where there are people who have channels who teach Japanese. Actually, I'm just looking at this now. So, what do we got here? We've got in sequential order. We've got the video. I've got a few of my videos where I give some advice first, and then I follow that up with Tofuku's recent video, which I know that you saw. Then a video by Claytonium, where he also gave a lot of really good information on Japanese learning resources. A great video by TK Sam, and he actually did 3 more videos recently on immersion, which take a long time to watch, but they're pretty good. But I think he did a really good video earlier called How to Learn Japanese the Real Way, which is on my playlist, so I'd definitely check that out. There's a Japanese guy called Oborogin who lives in New York. He's a really cool guy, and he's a proper Japanese teacher and a Japanese guy. So he gives good structured lessons on his channel in addition to his vlogs. And I've got the first one of his lessons, but you can use that, I think, to find his other lessons. There's another guy called Nama Sensei. Bum Number 1 is his channel name. He's very, very funny if you don't mind lots of profanity. You're from Liverpool, I'm sure you don't mind lots of profanity and drinking in videos. If you're not sensitive to that, highly recommended in terms of being entertaining. But yeah, most of what he's saying is pretty much on the button as well. There's of course Gimmeaflakeman's lessons, and I put on his first Japanese lesson. And finally, I put 2 videos that were put up a long time ago by a guy called Ken Tanaka, who they're kind of comedic. They're things about how to speak Japanese fluently without speaking a word, without saying a word. But they're actually very true. They're just about how Japanese use facial expressions and noises in communication. They're actually very good lessons, so I'll put those on as well. Anyway, I'm not going to jabber on too long, but check out the links. Thank you for shouting me out. Great to know you, man. Look forward to seeing more of your videos. And, Japan's awesome, so definitely get into it, and don't just do the study. Try to find other stuff to sort of keep your interest going, because it will wear out and you will get tired no matter how good you feel about it now. So, but it's worth the effort. So, good stuff. Thank you for shouting me out. Hope this helps. And, yeah, keep in touch, man. Peace. Oh, and I said...